You've been lied to. Not maliciously, not by some conspiracy, but by decades of assumptions. Marketing spin and outdated thinking that has quietly shaped how you see one of the biggest decisions of your life, building or buying a home. Today, we are tearing all of that down because the modular versus stick-built debate is way more complicated, way more interesting than any realtor or contractor is going to tell you. Let's start with the thing that stops most people cold, the word modular. The moment people hear it, their brain jumps to images of cheap trailers, flimsy walls, homes that depreciate overnight. That image is wrong, and it is costing people real money. Modern modular construction has almost nothing to do with those outdated assumptions. These are factory-built sections assembled under controlled conditions, engineered to meet or exceed the same building codes that govern traditional stick-built homes. But the stigma lingers, and builders know it, so they quietly bank on your hesitation. Here's the first thing nobody talks about openly. Modular homes are built in a factory, which means they are built in a controlled environment. No rain delays, no lumber warping because it sat outside on a job site for 2 weeks, no framing crews showing up 3 days late because they double booked another project. The quality control inside a modular facility is, in many cases, is more rigorous than what happens on a standard construction site. Inspectors walk the floor daily. Every section gets checked before it ships. That consistency is genuinely difficult to replicate when you are building house by house, crew by crew in an open field. Now, let us talk about stick-built because this is where the other side of the bias kicks in. Stick-built homes carry this aura of craftsmanship, of something being made specifically for you, piece by piece, board by board, and that can absolutely be true. A skilled custom builder with quality materials and a reliable crew can produce something extraordinary. The problem is that description does not cover most stick-built construction. What most buyers actually get is a production builder throwing up houses as fast as humanly possible, cutting corners whenever the inspector is not watching, and delivering a product that feels custom but was built on the same schedule as a fast food order. This is where the value loop gets interesting. If you are comparing modular to high-end custom stick-built, modular probably cannot compete on a pure uniqueness and design flexibility. But if you are comparing modular to average production stick-built, modular wins on consistency almost every time. The problem is buyers rarely make that honest decision. Comparison. They compare their dream version to stick-built against their worst assumption about modular. That mental mismatch is where bad decisions happen. Let us talk money, because this is where it gets really complicated. Modular construction can be faster, often significantly faster, weeks faster in some cases. That matters because construction loans accrue interest every single day. A faster build means less money hemorrhaging into financing costs. It also means you potentially get into the home sooner, renting for less time, avoiding storage costs, all of it adding up in ways that never show up in the base price comparison. But here's the catch. Land preparation, foundation work, utility hookups, site finishing, all of that still happens on location and still costs the same regardless of how the home is built. People see modular advertised as cheaper and assume the savings are massive and automatic. They are not always. The real savings depend heavily on your specific site, your location, your local labor market, and which builder you choose. Here is something that generally surprises people. Financing modular homes used to be a nightmare. Lenders treated them like manufactured housing, meaning worse loan terms, higher rates, more scrutiny. That has changed significantly. Today, modular homes that are permanently affixed to a foundation are treated as real property and qualify for conventional mortgages just like stick-built homes. But you still need to do your homework because some lenders lag behind the reality and some appraisers still apply outdated stigma when valuing modular properties. Now let us address resale because this is the fear that haunts modular homeowners. The honest answer is that resale value depends enormously on location, condition, and how well the home was maintained, same as any other home. In markets where modular is a common and well understood, there is little to no value penalty. In markets where it is rare or misunderstood, the stigma can still bite you. The key variable is not how the home was built, it is whether buyers in your market understand what they're looking at. What stick-built home generally has in its corner, or what stick-built generally has in its corner, is flexibility mid-build. When your home is being constructed on site, changes are inconvenient but possible. With modular, once those sections are manufactured, major structural changes become extremely difficult or impossible. If you are someone who needs to see walls before you make decisions, or if you have a tendency to change your mind halfway through a project, modular construction will challenge you in ways that stick-built won't. Here is the tension that nobody in the industry wants to name out loud. The choice between modular and stick-built is often less about which method is objectively better and more about which builder you are working with. A mediocre modular company will produce a worse home than an excellent stick-built contractor. A sloppy stick-built crew will produce a worse home than a well-run modular facility. The method matters, but the execution matters more. Buyers are obsessed over the construction type and under-investigate the actual company they're handing their money to. That is backwards. So where does this leave you? Do your homework on your builder before you do your homework on the method. Visit completed projects. Talk to people who actually live in the home you are considering. Get real quotes that include land, site work, and finishing costs, not just the base home price. Ask lenders specific questions about how they treat modular financing, and most importantly, drop the assumptions you walked in with, because those assumptions were shaped by a conversation that the industry has not updated in decades. The home you build should be based on reality, not on reputation. Have a great day.